What's that horrible glare coming from? Is that my laptop? I might sit over here. Hey, y'all. I forgot I went live with you guys. Hey, it's Nikki. I'm going live. It's a pop-up surprise. I'm live on YouTube. Ask me anything homeschool. I do have one thing that I want to talk about, but I'll wait until you guys come on over. I see you, Rhonda. I see you, Crystal. Come on over. My lighting is horrible, but you can hear me, so come on over. We're going to talk about things homeschool because homeschool is winding down for a lot of us, and I want to know what you guys are doing, what plans you have. If you just trying to get through today and not even thinking about the end, come on over. Come on over. I see you, Mr. Dukes. You guys come on over to my YouTube channel. The link is in the bio. All right, see y'all in a minute. Okay. All right. All right. Hey, guys. Hey, Crystal, you came over fast. Hey, love for all. It's hot. I need to turn my fan on. Guys, I'm sorry about the lighting. I actually am redoing my little studio, and it's a mess right now, but it's going to be beautiful. So forgive the lighting. I know there's some glare, and it's kind of like a flashback kind of look, but we're getting there. We're getting there. So come on in. You know how we do. Let us know where you're coming from and your part of the world, the universe, the galaxy. Also, if you have a win, let us know what your wins are. This is a pop-up homeschool chit chat. Ask me anything, a gumbo mix. Okay. I told you guys I was going to check in on you during Memorial Weekend, but my weekend got crazy. I went out to Vegas because my son had a karate tournament, and it was a 5.5-hour drive there, but a 4-hour drive back. But I had to kind of recover from that, and then I did some stuff in the garden. So I'm sorry I did not pop up and chit chat with you guys over the holidays, but I'm here and I owe you. So we're pop up chatting today. Hey, Zoe, come on in. All my beautiful peeps, come on in. Come on in. We got DC in the house. We got North Carolina in the house. I'm definitely trying to get through. Crystal, thank you, Crystal. New Orleans in the house. Come on in, guys. Come on in. Okay, so as I didn't put my crawl up, my ticker thing. Oh, grammar is all not grammar. The punctuation's all messed up. Hold on, that's just in my soul. I just got to fix that really quickly. Let me put the other parentheses there. All right. All right. So, like Seinfeld, this is the show about nothing. Now, what I have planned coming up, because at least in our household, homeschooling is starting to wind down. Well, we just really we go for a pause. My kids always do something. At minimum, you're always going to read. But my youngest one, he needs some writing work. So I'm going to work with him over the summer. But our last homeschool day, I have it coinciding with my oldest son's public school last day of school, which is June 8th. So, but listen, check this out real quick. I told my oldest son, I said, hey, you know how when people who live in big cities know what I'm talking about. When you're driving, you're on the freeway, and you see that sign that says, if you lived here or if you worked here, if you lived here, you would have been home by now. If you worked here, you would have been at work by now, just because you're commuting. So I told my oldest one, I said, hey, if you homeschool, you be done with school right now. He's like, no, I'm good. I'm good. I'm like, damn it, Cheetah. He loves his friends, his coaches, and actually like 3 of his teachers he's really cool with. So anyway, he's a done deal. But I am starting to look toward winding down our homeschool and sit down and think about the hits and misses of the homeschool year. Now, if you look back in my archive of videos, I think I made 2 or 3 videos of homeschool hits or misses. And what that is I get on and talk with you lovely folks, and I share with you what worked in our homeschool, what was a hit, and what fizzled, what was a miss. And it seems to be one of the favorite videos that you guys like. So I will do that again this homeschool year. And I also want to, as I'm sitting and reflecting, it doesn't take long to think about, okay, especially if you kind of like jot down notes throughout the year. Like I use my planner for me, like my regular like mom planner, and I jot down notes really quickly because quite honestly, my homeschool planner is really just for me to write stuff out so I have a record of everything, but like little notes, like little things I need to remember, like, okay, he kept struggling with this, or man, he really aced this. We can move on. Or just I'll write it. It's like 3 words, it's like a sentence or something like that. It's a teacher's note or like a teacher's diary. So maybe we should do a video on that because people, you want it to be something simple and easy that you can do regularly. So just jotting down a couple of words about the day or about one thing or 2 things your kid did. At the end of the year, you'll really come to appreciate that. But anyway, so with my mom planner, I wrote down some things and that I want to remember to think about at the end of the school year. So, and I think I'll share that with you guys when in the coming weeks, what those things are. So, if any of you have things that you want to share about how things are going on, oh, Oklahoma City here, OKC. My mama lives there. Dang it! Wait, love her all. Why are you saying dang it? What happened? Let me know, girl. Who I gotta jump up on? Oh yeah, you definitely know that sign. Yep. So if you guys have anything that you're doing that's cool or just something that is a routine that you do to kind of wrap up the school year. I have an 8th grader and a 6th grader. So for my 8th grader, he's moving on to high school. So that's like a graduation for him. So we're going to do something for that. Also, just because, okay, sidebar. So I was in Las Vegas and I was just talking to some of the parents there, and there was an elderly couple and they brought their son. And so I was talking to the woman and I was like, did you drive all the way from LA here? And she was like, yeah. They had an RV. Oh, let me tell you about old folks in RVs. Y'all can't tell them nothing. They'll get them big old 20-footers or 35-footer RVs, whatever. And they got stamina and patience, and they got shenanigan mindset because they know how to get in and out of situations. So she was saying how, yeah, she threw her grandbabies, they threw them in the RV and they drove up to Vegas. And, and I was just looking at her, just vibrant, just happy. She had the son that was competing and then 2 younger ones. I think the son he was in my son's weight class, belt class. And he was, I think at least 13. Minimum 13 and up. And then she had the younger ones that were like in early elementary. She was not fazed by them at all. She had stuff for them to do. The kids didn't have phones, electronic devices. One had a book, the other just had whatever junk he had. And the grandma she was so patient, just talking to the kids and just redirecting them. Like, oh my gosh, it must be a joy when you get to that point in your life where you can just parent or kind of co-parent, if they're not your kids, from a place of just rest and relaxation. And she was just nonplussed by everything. So anyway, so I'm talking to her and she was saying how with her older kids, it was boom, 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 that LA lifestyle. And now with the younger ones, she just really slows it down and she spends so much time on little minute things that become big things in life. And that really stuck with me. So it made me think when I was driving 90 plus miles down I-15 about my homeschool. And I was like, you know what? Sometimes I feel that, man, I just want to cover so many things because I never know, nothing's ever guaranteed from year to year. And then I keep forgetting baby, you got your kids for life. Even though, you know, they'll go off and try other things, I'll always still have conversations with them. They'll come and visit. We can still have that connection. Now, one reason why I always read with my kids and have discussions with them, and I thought of this when they were babies, because when I was growing up, there was this one family, and the dad was a writer. He did like technical writing for the oil companies, but he made a gob full of money. But because he was always in tech, he was the other side of him, like the creative part of writing and that whole world. But he loved to talk and tell stories. And I was so enthralled by that. That's why I always loved to spend the night at her house. And to this day, well, I don't talk to the girl anymore, but maybe I should give her a call. I wonder if I still have her number. I need a sidebar. Let me make a note. Let's see, you know, friends, you forget. Lori. All right. So stay with me. So he would just tell these stories, and we would talk about all kinds of things. And because he was a tech writer, but he had an engineering background, and he moved to the tech side. So as an engineer, he moved around the world. So he was very cultured, very well exposed to other ways of living. And when I would talk to my girlfriend in high school, because this was in elementary when I met her, high school, college, I would always ask her, hey, what you and your dad talking about nowadays? And she would just go on and on with all the things they would just talk about and discuss. And I always remember thinking, from when I was a little kid, I'm going to do that exact same thing with my kids, because then they'll always have to talk to me. Fast forward 100 years later, and with my kids, I started doing all the talk, all the books, and then just having these discussions. And so when I was thinking recently, man, I'm trying to do a lot of things because I think I'm going to lose them when they graduate from high school, or when I get to high school and they have these lives. And I was like, no, because I remember Lori, she always still would spend an hour on the phone talking to her dad about all these things, because that's what they had always done. So I guess all that to say, if you're feeling that you need to rush through things, or you need to, I need to teach this before they get to this age, or I need to teach this, or just you feel like there's so much you want to teach your kids before they reach an age or a grade level. I have found, which kind of slowed me down, was to think, what kind of interactions do I want to have with my children when we're adults? And the one thing, like even with my mom, she, even though I didn't like my mom growing up, I did not like my mom. We would have these summit meetings on my parents' bed, and my mom would wear her long little muumuu. It was black. They had little fuchsia paisley design. She always wore that muumuu, no matter how hot it was, how cold. She always had that doggone muumuu on. And it never got frayed, by the way. But we would have these talks on her bed, and tell you the truth, I don't even remember what we would talk about, but it would be me and my two sisters. My dad was never included. And we would just talk about stuff. And it wasn't even really long, but I always remembered that. And so with my kids, you know, they come in, they sit down, I'm like eating or doing something, and I'm like, can I help you? They're like, hey mom, remember when you said Putin was going to do this? Or just all kind of crazy stuff, because we're big on current events. And I'm like, you know what? You got it with your kids. I don't have to rush through everything. We have the rest of our lives to always continue to learn. The learning is going to look differently as we get older. Not going to be textbooks, workbooks, manipulatives, any of that stuff, but just having those discussions and laughing and looking at my babies and seeing how their thought processes evolve, and watch them, you know, how they talk, how they defend, how they attack. I love it. So all that to say, when you start getting kind of moody or broody, or you know, in your feelings about what's going on in your homeschool life or your household, think 10 years, 15, 20 years ahead, and think about, what would I like to do with my kids? And quite honestly, what I do, I mean, is basically free, and it's very easy to do, and you can do it anywhere. I say find favorite books, or current events, or anything that's going on in the world. Start with like fun stories, interesting stories. Oh, you know what? Boom! I got our next video. Okay, so we like current events because I always tell my kids you have to look at the world from two perspectives: where you are in that spot in the world, and then what's going on around you. Is perspective taking. So how you look at things in life, but you also have to look at how other people see things in life. So when you're looking at a news story, and you're looking at traditional channels, that's one perspective. But if you lived in Africa or in Australia or in South America, that same news story is going to have a different perspective, which is why I subscribe to like 12 or 15 different international news channels. So my children can see different perspectives and different viewpoints. Current events. What I say I was going to do? Well, whatever. Current events. What did I say, y'all? I forgot. Oh, videos. It doesn't have to be current events. It could be, the reason why I say current events, because there's something new every day, something new to talk about. Your thing could be science-based events, right? What's new in science or in technology or in artificial intelligence? Well, that's technology. Or in humanities. It could be any of that. But let me catch up with some of these comments. Okay. Because I did say it was like a Q&A, right? All right. Love for All says, because your son doesn't want to homeschool. I know. So Love for All was talking about when I was trying to tell my son, you could be, if you homeschool, you could be done by now. He's like, no, I'm good. I got my friends, I got my thing going on, mom, so he's good. Today was our last day, but my daughter loves ASL, sign language. So we will continue that while she's on break. Excellent. Excellent. Crystal says it's like a 3 or 4 hour drive from LA to girl, 3 hours. You must live on the edge of LA, like in the valley or the back of the valley. I'm way in the back of it. I'm like down. I'm at, how LA, the Bay Area is the sea, and at the top is Malibu, and at the bottom is PV. That's where I am. So just to get out to the freeway, takes a little while. But yeah, when there's traffic, it's 5.5 hours. When there's no traffic and I'm going a little fast, it's 4 hours. But I wish I can do 3 hours, girl. I'll go there more often. Yeah. Let's see. I look forward to my daily calls, talking to my dad. Yeah, you know what? Like my daddy passed away over 10 years ago. But when I was in high school, he had all daughters. I'm the youngest. And so he was always into football. I was always around sports, but I started sitting down on the couch with him on Sundays. I was always into the news. That was me. I always was into news because my dad, back in the day when people listened to the radio for news in the morning, some of my old heads know that sound. I think it was CBS Morning News. And with Paul, I think it was Paul Ryan, I forget his name. He had a very distinctive voice, but I remember that sound because I would always hear it. I would always hear it because my bedroom was above their bedroom. But my dad did 2 tours in Vietnam, and he lived abroad. And he had his thoughts on things, but he would, I would sit down with him just to be closer to him, and we would watch the news. So my dad would always watch the Sunday news stories before football. So I'm gonna go back down memory lane really quickly. So you had, it was, I think, CBS, Dan Rather, that came on first. Was it Dan Rather? I think it was Dan. No, Dan Rather was NBC. So, you had, Meet the Press with Tim Russert. You had David Brinkley. You had what else did you have? Peter Jennings. No, Peter didn't have a Sunday show. It was Meet the Press. It was This Week with David Brinkley, and then one other one. And then you would start to get the pre-show for all the football games. So that was like 6 hours of just my dad and I just sitting on the couch, and we would talk politics in the morning, and then an afternoon football. So when I went off to college, I was a poli-sci major, political science major. And I was determined I was going to either be a foreign correspondent like Christiane Amanpour, or I was going to be a sports broadcaster like Pam Oliver for Fox. So anyway, all that to say, I had those. So when I went off to college, I would call my dad on the weekends because I was one of the co-sports directors at my university. So I would talk to him about our games. I went to a big school that had a huge football program. And when he passed away, it really broke my heart because we would have those political discussions every Sunday. And I missed that. So who was that talked about their dad? Was that you, Crystal? Yeah. So all that to say, y'all, you can have a powerful effect on your kids' lives just by talking with them, just regularly. Just talk about anything. But what I'm going to do, oh, that was what I wanted to say. The title, finding ways to talk to your, I write on a dirty napkin, to your kids. And I have a couple places where you can get stories or events, and they're broken down by categories and by style. As you want something serious, you want something fluffy, how do you want to take your coat of information? So I think that's definitely something that we should share. I was feeling like I needed to rush. I definitely needed to hear this. Oh, I'm glad you said that, Love for All, because just this society right now, it just makes you want to it makes you feel like you need to get somewhere. And I mean, I live in the second largest city. Well, not LA, because I don't claim LA, because I don't care about LA, but I'm like LA adjacent, like 5 minutes away from LA. So I still get that spillover, but I live in a beach community and it's so laid back. It's almost like living like in Spain or Italy, where they, they have siestas and they just take their time doing stuff. So I really like that balance of just the laid back vibe. And then when I want to, like I was just looking for this writers group to join, and most of them are in LA. And so I was looking at reading some of the descriptions, and I'm like, some of them are like, boom, 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 get this in. And I'm like, oh, that's that hustle bustle life. I don't know if I want that. Let me find a group that's over here where I live, where it's like, come on in, just sit down. You don't talk to anybody, but you're just going to be in an atmosphere of people who are like you. So it's you just need reminders that you need to slow down, because you'll be just running forever, right? So I'm glad that helped you out. Let's catch up. Oh, you guys are talking. Let's see. Crystal says, definitely needed to hear this. Yes, because we always, and you know what? We always need to hear this because we're always running around. If you have kids, especially, and if they do even one thing outside of just being a kid, like if they have any kind of activity or whatever, it don't even matter if your kid is an introvert and a homebody. You always have something to do, and you feel like you're always rushing. Like right now, like, oh, y'all, the last couple of weeks, I've been trying to do so much, and I really like that drive, talking to that old lady. I shouldn't call her old lady. That elder, that first lady, because I call old people first ladies. I was like, girl, what is going to happen if you slow down? Like, we don't really think about what could really happen. What could be worse than what you're doing right now? Because really what you're doing when you're going at full speed is not the best for you. Hold on. Crystal says current events is so interesting. Yes. And then the thing is, the current events could be anything. You can do current events of animals, like what animals do. Let me tell you, there's a channel when I used to do picture of the day with my kids. I forget the website. I got it somewhere. It's somewhere on my old laptop. It's a bookmark, and you go there and it gives you these, and they're real pictures, and they're taken by like very top-notch photographers that take pictures for Nat Geo, for Architectural Digest, scientific, just top-notch photographers, because they go around the world, right? And so you get all these amazing pictures and funny pictures, and or places around the world, like really interesting places and like stories behind these places. And that's just like a treasure trove of information. So you can get it in a way where it's like funny, like, oh, the most interesting, most curious things or places or animals, or the most wild animals, or you just have to look and decide what kind of, what vein you want to take that information in, but it's out there, and it's always something to like keep you guessing, laughing, thinking, or just to have something to talk about. Like, you learn, it's not useless stuff either. Not useless eaters, useless stuff either. See how I'm rushing and it's getting me nowhere because now I have to start over again. Let me catch up on some more of these comments. Love Raw says, I'm not sure why I'm freaking out because I have 4 kids and 3 of them are grown and I have one and one is a child. Well, that's why you're freaking out, Love Farrar, because you got 3 kids who are grown. You know what the end of the road or the temporary end of the road, at least for like your kids being in your house, assuming your grown kids out your house. You know what it's like. So you want to hold on to that. Hold on. You want to hold on to that last baby. That's how I feel. My middle son, I know in my heart he's going to public high school. I know it. Today, we were doing current events. What were we talking about? Oh, we were talking about The Birth Gap. Is a documentary called birthgap.org. And then we were talking about the lawyer who used, we're talking about Chat GPT things, and the lawyer who used Chat GPT-3 to do some law, and it blew back into his face. And then we were talking about the debt ceiling and the players involved. And then we were talking about what's going on and Ethiopia, well, Somalia, and then China calling the loans on a couple of African countries. And then we talked about there's this huge turtle, they call it Cronksaurus, like this crazy dinosaur looking turtle that was found. So getting into a little bit of the animal stuff. And hold on, because I had something on my phone. It was just fun stuff, just laughing and then thinking and then laughing and like, what? And then, hold on, I'm going through my history. And then we talked about, okay. We talked about, that might be a little more controversial, but we talked about a couple of companies whose stocks have plummeted because of identity politics and what that means, what that looks like. So, it was kind of well-rounded. And then in sports, I forgot. But anyway, so I try to hit different topics like sports, news, business, tech, and then like an ad hoc would be like, animals or stupid stuff people do, just things like that. But it's fun. I really like that. So yeah, so with my youngest one, he said today, hey mom, Jay goes to public school, I don't want to be homeschooled anymore. Now he plays competitive football and he wants to go to this football school, and the school's like an hour and a half away. So I'm like, dude, in my mind, I'm like, you're not going to that school, and I'm not driving into that school. So I'm like, he's gonna be here, he's gonna homeschool. But he's starting to be a little bit more vocal about it. So I was like, so, well, what school do you want to go to? He doesn't want to go to the middle schools here in our neighborhood. We have 2 in our neighborhood. So I'm like, guess you're going to homeschool. So I think he's just like, because he's like, I'm going to be by myself. I'm like, no, I'll plan everything out. There's so much to do. It'll be like, we'll be Thelma and Louise. We'll be Thelma and Thomas. And then we just do our thing. So I got to sell it to him, but I'm going to hold on to him. He's going to homeschool. I don't care. But yes, so Love for All, you're freaking out because, you got one last hurrah with your one child left with homeschooling. That's how I feel. But if you become that first lady with her grandkids who can just hop in her RV, she's retired, and just take her kids and do whatever, I should have asked her if she teaches her kids. She probably homeschools them. All right. Crystal says, I had friends that told me that about the current events or the kids, the slowing down. Hey, Portia, I feel our chats shifting from my littles to my rising 8th grader. That's the thing, seeing that evolution. That's a great point, Portia. Seeing the evolution of your discussions, of your chats, like with my oldest one, quite honestly, I don't really like chatting with him anymore. I mean, unless it's current events, because we've done it for so long, boom. But like, the chats are more meaty and meaningful when he's got a problem. So that's how he comes to me. And then I can segue that into like our regular little chats, you know, I mean, like one-on-one. Like this year, he was not feeling me, but he was saying I was putting a lot of pressure on him to do a lot of things academically and then outside of academics. I am a lion mom. I make no apologies about that. But I told him the plan. I'm like, we front load your work your freshman, sophomore year, and then you can write it out your junior, and then your senior year, you're golden, man. You don't have to stress or worry. You know, you put the hard work in now, 9th and 10th grade, have a record of it showing the longevity. You're not just some fly by night, I just need to do this for my college resume. You show that you have a track record of this and that, and then you're building something, and you evolve it from building that into selling it. Now you're bringing into the business aspect of that. So now you're evolving from just being a producer creator to being able to move that chain to being a seller, and then producing more. So he wasn't getting it, and he just saw it as me just giving him more stuff to do. And so we kind of knocked heads this past year. So, but now that school's winding down, he has a couple of friends who are seniors, and he's kind of seeing how they're feeling, all these big guys who play, you know, sports and stuff. And now they're like getting nostalgic, and, you know, and he's starting to mellow down. He had better, because I'm like, dude, look. All right. I used to live in Arizona. I'm so sorry for your loss. I'm so grateful for my relationship with my dad. Yeah. Love him dearly. Talk to him all the time. But yeah, you really don't realize what you miss because you take it for granted. So, so y'all, if you have people in your life that, you know, you can just talk to, man, talk to them, especially if they're elders. Talk to them. Okay. Love for All says, I definitely want to start doing current events. All right. Then it's settled. We are going to do a current event broadcast, and I'm going to share with you most of my resources, because you know what, people get all in their feelings about, you do this, you like this, whatever. So I would have to do that privately, like in a private group. But I have enough resources to share that I feel comfortable sharing publicly, where you'll be set. And I have all categories, and I'll show you little snippets of it. It'll be like a real, y'all know how I do. It'll be, you know what? I'm thinking of the logistics of how I should be fine with copyright. But yeah, I'm going to show you stuff, and I'll kind of spitball how I do it with my kids, what it looks like. And I'll show you different ways you can do it, you know? So that will be really, really fun. Crystal says, I was just talking to someone about getting my daughter a subscription to Nat. Listen, do it. Let me tell you, my favorite auntie, my Aunt Diane, I was in 6th grade, maybe 5th. I might have been in 6th grade. It might have been the summer before 6th grade. Anyway, my auntie bought me a subscription to Nat Geo. Now, my aunt was someone I would always talk to. Now, she lives in Philly, and, you know, I was in Houston, and she would just, you know, she was well-read, and I never said anything about National Geographic or about a love of geography. I love geography, but she just got me a subscription. And every time it was a monthly periodical, and every month, I don't know if they do it today, I get Nat Geo Kids, so it looks, you know, it's more hybrid, you know, versus I got the regular Nat Geo. But for those of you who used to get it back in the day, when you open it, it would be like 10 pages of some landmark, some landform, just something. But it was beautiful. So it was so beautiful. I would carefully take the pages out the center of the book, and I would thumbtack them. Oh, I got to pull up pictures of my bedroom, because my bedroom, people will put posters. I did have a Michael Jackson poster. But not Prince. Although Prince is my most favorite artist, but I felt like putting him up on the wall was sacrilegious, so I didn't do it. But Michael with the yellow sweater on, he was leaning like this, leaning like that. I got them. But my whole wall was just covered with the pictures from National Geographic. That's how I learned where like the Matterhorn was in Switzerland, or Ayers Rock in Australia. All these things. And the pictures were just beautiful. So a National Geographic subscription, that is absolutely A+. Let's see. Now, for the Nat Geo kids, they have, it's a really good subscription. The magazine's thin, but they pack a lot of stuff. As a matter of fact, I might have some old copies around here. They try to hit on tech, human rights, sports. They try to hit all these different categories. So you don't get a lot of like just pictures of the world of like animals, landmarks, things like that. Not just landmarks, but just landforms or just, key geographical places in different countries. Okay, let's see. We want to hold on. Yes, we do want to hold on to our babies. Yes, definitely. Only one doesn't live with me. That's the one with the new baby. I want my babies to stay home forever. I know. Look, my oldest one was like, hey, mom, when I turn 18, are you going to kick me out? Like, no, never. You're going to stay here as long as you need to. In my mind, I'm like, and with your generation, you might have to stay here. And then I thought, in this city, you might have to live with me. I mean, rents are like $4,000 a month. So I'm like, no, you just stay. And, in a lot of cultures, kids stay in their family's home until they go off and get married or something like that. So, but yeah, I want my babies to stay as long as they want to, provided they adhere to my rules. All right, stupid stuff people do could be an endless conversation. Yes, oh my gosh. For current events, there's a source where it's just either it's things from around the country, and it's just things that the title of it is, why did they do that? Something like that. And then you'll see something happen, like in China. I remember one. So back in the day, China, I'm sure they still have it. It was like one of the longest bridges in the world, and it was made out of glass. But it was a walking bridge, not a driving bridge. And what were they trying to do? They weren't trying to break the glass, but I think they were trying, not drill. Were they trying to drill? They were trying to like put the camera underneath the bridge to look up at them. And I'm like, what? Stuff like that, right? You're like, not just minor stupid stuff, not like the Jackass movie. This is like real, like people, just regular people. And you're like, what got into their head? It's hilarious. That actually, I would say start with something like that, because that is so funny. And then it just kind of lets you and your kids see the mindset of people, even just people who are just regular people who aren't trying to do anything stupid, but they might get in the moment of whatever and they do it. Or they're so overwhelmed by something that they do something stupid because they're so overwhelmed, or, and they just want a piece of something. I don't know, but it makes for great conversation for sure. See, yes, hold on to him so he can stay homeschool. I know, girl, he is not leaving my house. I'm like, nope. Now, when he's a freshman, that's a different story, but I got him for 2 more years. All right, agreed. My oldest wants to talk about her future plans, but when I say anything about how I can help her build through her schooling or giving her challenges, she's like, ugh, I know. I'm like, child, do you know when I was growing up, I was on drill team, which took a whole bunch of time. And I have girlfriends who were on the squad who were taking honors classes like me. And I barely had time to wipe my butt. And they worked at the grocery store. They worked at Kroger's. They worked at HEB. And I'm looking at him. I'm like, you have no idea of the struggle. And, you have friends. He does have 2 friends who work and they play ball. And they have to work because their parents are smart. They're like, okay, you want a car and your senior year is going to be upon you because they have older kids, so they know the deal. You need to start working if you want this stuff done. So, they're like not doing extra stuff right now because they're working. I'm like, dude, do you want me to push you off the diving board? Or do you want me to stand back and let you jump 1, 2, 3 times and then dive? But either way, you going down into the water. So I just moonwalked away. But I'm like, I loosened the reins, but the reins are still on, or the umbilical cord is wrapped around the neck, but it's not on the neck, but it's still the umbilical cord around my kids. So now I'm not choking them, but it's there. So I'm gonna let them go graze like a cow on the pasture. Let them go experiment and test things out. They are boys after all, girls too, but definitely these boys. But just when they get to that border, that edge, I'm pulling them back in. Damn it. I ain't playing with you. I'm not gonna be supporting you my entire life. Now you can live with me, but I ain't gonna be supporting you. All right. Let's see. So Coffee and Cream says yes on current events. So that will be one of our upcoming videos. I'm looking forward to the current events video. That's got to be the next one thing. The next one then. Okay, because I was thinking, okay, current events, but then I was like, things we can do to celebrate the last day of homeschool or the wind down to homeschool, just to kind of give you guys some ideas. Or things you can do during the summertime, but those could be videos later on in the month of June. So there's no rush, right? It's no rush. We got plenty of time. We got plenty of time. All right, I'm caught up on my comments. We've been on for 40 minutes. Dang it. Y'all talk a lot. Does anybody want to come on and chat with me right now? I'll send you a link. Come on, people. Come on. I'm procrastinating. I did say I would do 30 minutes with you guys, and then I would get on live on my other channel. I reached 1,000, well, over 1,000 subscribers, and so I'm halfway there to monetizing my channel and it growing. I got like 100 or so subscribers like in a weekend from my May garden update, so I was really stoked about that. So I really want to thank them. And a number of you who homeschool, you have come over to my other channel, The Messy Homesteader, and you've shown your support, and I so appreciate that. I love gardening. That is my passion. I've been doing it for over 20 years, although in a messy way, but I still produce food somehow. So so if you're into gardening, canning, dehydrating, preserving, herbology, any of that good stuff, come on over. We'd love to see you. And I don't go live on that channel, but I'm going to start as soon as I finish this project. Y'all want to know what my project is? Crystal says definitely a yes on current events. Love for All says, oh, can you share with the Japanese? Can you share with the Japanese encyclopedia? What Japanese? Did your autocorrect come up on that, Love for All? Just very inactive. Yes. Portrait says the end of year summer school would be great, and don't forget about book club. Oh yeah, okay. Oh my gosh, we have so much. Okay, here we go. Okay, let me use a pen because I can't even see that. Can y'all see that? I mean, I can see the stains. Okay, so I'm gonna, not right now, not today. I am gonna pull out some books. Oh, you know what? I'll put out a poll, book club poll. I'll put up a poll for the book club. It'll be the summer book club, and I think I might have a special book for a book club. So I'm really excited about that. Depends on if I get all my stuff done. But we're definitely gonna do the book club, and I definitely want to have a watch party. I saw, I think it's on Netflix or it might be Amazon Prime. You can do a watch party. I need to Google how that happens, how that works, because I want us to watch the Marva Collins story, and it's on YouTube. So I don't know how that would work. I might have to pull us off YouTube. I don't know if it gets too complicated, then I'll do something else. But I would definitely like us to like watch something together and comment on things like that, just so we can be more interactive and we can talk and I can hear and see you guys, even if you have like some filters on or like a little mouse stuff you don't want to show your face. That's fine. I didn't know you have another channel. I love to check it out. What's the project? Yeah, so in my description, if you go to like get to know me or come say hi, I have another YouTube channel. It's called The Messy Homesteader. And I talk about canning, preserving, fermenting, gardening, self-sufficiency stuff. So if you want to learn how to make, your own remedies like elderberry syrup or garlic honey, things you can take medicinally for your health, I have some stuff up there. Turmeric milk, which is an amazing powerful health drink. I don't have that many videos. I think I have about 21 videos. And then I have a number of gardening videos. I have a number of canning videos. Let's see. Might be some other stuff, but I haven't been that active just because this project that I'm working on, it's really hard to maintain one YouTube channel versus two. And with the other one, I do a lot of pre-recorded videos, so that takes more time. Like I was this weekend during Memorial Day weekend, which is one reason why I didn't go live with you guys. I was editing a video for my other channel and it took 5 hours. So that's why I always go live. I hate editing because I talk so much, and that makes it worse because it makes it longer because I have to fix things and put it all together and cut things out. So if I would just really keep to a script and not go off script, I would be able to knock things out in like 2 hours. But sans moi, it's not me. Okay, let's see. What is the name of the Japanese encyclopedia that you shared in a man old video? Huh? Let me see. Am I reading that right? What's the name of the Japanese encyclopedia that you shared in a man old video? All right, try that again, Love for All. I'm still not getting the Japanese encyclopedia. I don't know where the Japanese thing is coming from. All right, try it one more time. Is it y'all? Do y'all know what Love for All is talking about? And then in a man old video, is that a autocorrect thing? In a month old video, maybe? A Japanese encyclopedia. Give me some context with that. Or maybe the video that you saw it in. Now I'm intrigued. Japanese encyclopedia. I don't have a Japanese encyclopedia. I do have some Japanese language books from when I lived and worked in Japan, but not an encyclopedia. Okay, let's see. I would come on live, but I don't have a cute hat, and all these kids would come running in. Portia, look, girl, you don't have to show your face. As a matter of fact, you can just do this. Now, a fake background. Girl, look. You can come on here like this. Just set your pillow right here and just talk. I ain't kidding. We'll hear you. Just don't cover the mic with your pillow. Just talk. And you always have a lot of great things to say. Yes, y'all, don't worry about how you look. Look, I don't have no mascara on. I have on lip balm because my lips have been peeling lately. Well, I guess being out in Vegas and in the garden, I don't think I had on my lip balm, but my lips are peeling. I do have my eyebrows on, but everything else, nope. I got a little messy situation going on in the back, and old dirty sweatshirt that I need to change. But come on in, girl. You don't have to do it today. Maybe for the book club. Y'all, you know what? Maybe I should show you how, if you want to come on, really, you don't have to. Like if I were to send you an invitation to come on, it's like I email it to you or something. I forget how it works. When you come on, you don't have to show anything. It just shows your screen name. Like it would just show Portia Haley Wade, and it would just be a black screen, but we would hear you talk just fine. So, and don't worry about the kids. I'm used to hearing kids running in and out, dogs barking, smoke detectors going beep, beep, beep. So don't worry about that if those are the only reasons why you don't want to come on, because don't worry, it's all love here. Okay, it was the video, the Everything You Need to Know books. Okay. So, okay, listen. Do you want me to grab them? There was no Japanese encyclopedia. If you're talking about and they're black, aren't they black? And then the titles are like in a bright color. Is that what you're talking about? Love for All. There's a middle school one and a high school one. It's called the Everything You Need to Know About American History. Everything you need to know about English or math or science. Is that what you're talking about? Because those are the only ones that I remember about Everything You Need to Know. I need a natural remedy of Love for All. Let me tell you, my youngest son suffers from inflammation. He has nasal polyps because he has a fungal infection, and those of you who have nasal polyps you know what I'm talking about. but the main cause is inflammation, and it's not an easy thing to get rid of. It really isn't. I've been fighting this thing for like 3 years, almost 4 years. When I put my son on turmeric capsules, after about a month, because you need to give your body, not medical advice, but just my experience, you need about a good month or two before it can really get into your system, the turmeric. And I think I shared this story before. He would wake up in the morning, and he had an 8 o'clock math class, and he would wake up and he would have to run to the bathroom because one of his nostrils would it would just be a sieve, just leaking thick yellow mucus. And at night, so it's drying and it's crusting. I mean, like, he can, like, literally, TMI, he could like peel it off like Elmer's glue. And oh my gosh. And so when he would be in class, online class, this is how he would do his screen. All you would see was his lips, because he didn't want to show his nose. Or when he got his game chair, he would be like this. And all you see were his eyes, because he was always afraid that people would see that he has mucus, snot in his nose. 2 months after being on the turmeric, because every morning I would see him in the morning, and I'm like, Mo, did you wipe this? Did you scrape everything off? No, Mom. He wasn't even aware. He would still go to the bathroom and just do it because he was so used to, like, washing his cheek. There was nothing there. And it took me a minute to realize I don't have any mucus, no snot on my cheek in the morning. Turmeric, just turmeric. I can show you the brand and the dosage in another video. Just have to remind me, and I'll run down and get it. 6 months into it, this was last year, I put him on it. It was a little bit, but not a lot. And then about a couple months later, all gone. No mucus, nothing. Now, he still has it in his nose, but at night when he wakes up, he doesn't have that thick. It was nothing. So, but he still has it. He still has mucus. It's not as bad. Now, what I've done with the turmeric, for inflammation, I looked at a whole bunch of other remedies, vitamin D with K2 and a fat, and magnesium. It's a cocktail, but that's what we're on now for inflammation. And I'm telling you, it works. I started taking turmeric for my joints because I run and my hip was hurting. So my knees and my hip, in about a week, I was able to get back on the track. So for inflammation, turmeric, your vitamin D3, we're all deficient in vitamin D3. But you got to take it with K2. Otherwise, the calcium will build up in your blood versus going into the bones, your skeletal system. So, we could have a video on that, but that would have to be a major disclaimer. I can show you what has worked for me, and I've seen the results, which is why I started growing turmeric. So I have a whole bunch of turmeric that I'm growing. Actually, if you go to my other channel, I do a video of me planting turmeric. I do the traditional turmeric, which is orange on the inside, and then I bought blue turmeric, which is blue on the inside. It's the most beautiful thing I've seen. You don't normally see blue things in nature, like food-wise, besides blueberries, but blue, beautiful. Or butterfly pea flowers, which are gorgeous, and they make your tea blue naturally. So that's going to be one of my videos in the summer that I'm going to do. So don't sleep on turmeric and vitamin D3 plus K2 for the inflammation. Maybe a video on that, probably on my other channel. We can do that. Okay, she says, wait, hold on. Okay, we got that one. It was a video, the everything you need to know books. Okay. Oh gosh. Oh, was it spell check, love for all? I meant that you shared in an old video. Okay, we got that. But was it, let me see, you might have answered my question. Oh, everything you need to know about science and some other books. You said you also had an encyclopedia Japanese book. The everything you need to know about science? I did a video on science, just straight science. I'm going to have to pull that up. The Japanese, but why would I have a Japanese book? I wouldn't have an encyclopedia Japanese book. Hold on, let me take a picture of your question so I can go find what you're looking at. I'll pull that up. Did anybody else see that video? Everything you need to know about science. I haven't done a science video in a really long time. And I think the one that I did was, it was Joy Hakim's Aristotle Speaks or Aristotle Talks or something like that. And then it kind of, there are two of them. There are two books by Joy Hakim. It's Aristotle something, and I don't know. I have to look at my bookcase. We'll come back to that. That's a great series, though. We haven't used the history ones. Oh, the everything. Yeah, I do like that. Yeah, the history. I'm always, I know history is always going to be a lot of work for me because just the perspective that's the information is going to be presented. But the everything you need to know is, they're great reference books for your kids. Yes, turmeric is amazing. I know, girl. It was making my heart hurt. Just seeing him, dealing with all of that. Okay, I found hi, yours truly. I found your videos on YouTube very informative. Can you please suggest some out-school classes and teachers for ELA or Spanish for middle schoolers? I can. Juanita, this is for ELA. My son, ouch, I bit my tongue. Hold on, I'm gonna pull it up so I can give you her name. I'll give you one. My son, we've taken about 4 classes from her, and she's good. She's solid. Okay. While that pulls up, let me catch up on the rest. And for Spanish, why does OutSchool always keep kicking me out? That's been happening the last couple of months. It's really annoying. Your account information was entered incorrectly. This happens like yesterday, my son was almost 20 minutes late to his class because you can give separate passwords for your kids. Okay, I'm in now. That's annoying. I don't know why it does that. For Spanish, now Spanish is a little hit or miss for hold on, I'm pulling up because he just finished the class, and so I have to pull up the past classes. Okay, let me pull up. It keeps saying log in again. I'm already logged. I was just logged in. I was just scrolling through classes. Hold on, y'all. All right. Yeah. Okay, I'm in. Okay, let me just. Okay. All right, got it. All right. So for writing, right? Okay, let me show past classes. While that's pulling up, let me put that up there. Look, let me tell you. Here we go. So I also have my kid. This is a popular class. This guy, can y'all see that? Does it have the teacher's name? Current Events Club. Oh my gosh, the only reason why we didn't take his class this semester because it conflicted with their PE class. With this teacher, Eric Professor, hold on, let me just show it to you. Here, I just don't want to show people's names, but this is his name on OutSchool. This class, I think he has like 20 kids in there. It's so fun. His classes always fill up. You see that? Eric Professor JD. That is a fun class. Sometimes I'll sit in because it's just hilarious. He's not judgmental. He doesn't, you will be hard pressed to kind of figure out like, his leanings too. He's really good at getting the kids to think. And then he gives them lots of other, he gives them lots of avenues to access current events. I love this guy. Now for the writing, let's see. I like her. Juanita. Come on, girl. Where you at? Thank you for being patient, guys. I want to make sure she gets this because this will be a good time to take a summer class to see. Okay, her name, maybe it's Jade. Oh, here we go. Well, I have two of them, but this is her name. I'm just trying to check. Okay, no. For writing, teacher Jaquita. That's her name. And then the other teacher is Jade something. You might have to type in Jade and then writing, but that's a good one to start with. That's a good one to start with. Hey, Hassan. Hey, how are you doing? It's good to see you. How are you doing? How are you doing? That's one of my brothers from another class I took with Professor Griff. It might have been like 2, 3, 4 years ago. I don't even remember. But he always checks in on me, and I love that. Thank you so much, Hassan. I always appreciate it when you roll in. I know you can't stay long, and you're not into the homeschool community, but you always come and show support. So thank you, brother, for that. Okay, let's see. We have I definitely need to see what turmeric you use. I have several autoimmune diseases and I have so much inflammation. I've had issues with my nose since childhood. My nose is always stuffy. Okay, so that's going to be, you know what, that should be a video on my other channel, inflammation, because I actually have cookbooks that are called inflammation diet cookbooks. Back in the day, Gary Knoll, for all my old heads, it's a holistic practitioner in New York City. And he really kind of put it on the map that a lot of diseases stemmed from inflammation. And he was really quite a pioneer in that. And I have his old cookbooks. But yeah, that is a problem. But that is definitely something that I can have a video on fairly quickly on my other channel, because I mean, I have testimonials of how it's worked for me and for my youngest son. Absolutely. All right, I'll take a couple more and then I'll get out of here. Wait, today's Wednesday. Okay. You didn't share the Japanese book. You just said you had a Japanese encyclopedia, but not called everything you need to know for the Japanese encyclopedia. Maybe it was another word for Japanese, because I don't have a Japanese encyclopedia. I don't have any encyclopedias actually. But it was a science video, so I'm gonna go back to my archives and see what I was talking about. Science video, Japanese encyclopedias. Yeah, I don't know. I'm sorry, my dear. That is interesting though, but I'll have to check that video out. If you happen to see the video, can you send it to me or tell me the date that I uploaded it, and I'll be able to find it really easily. I actually commented on the old video the other day. Oh, well, then that should have popped up. I will find that very quickly then on this phone. All right, any more questions? Coffee says, any outschool science teacher suggestions for biology and chemistry for middle school? Oh my gosh. Okay, so here's a teacher. Biology and chemistry for middle school. Oh, sorry. Oh my gosh. Okay, so sorry, that was me looking at me. All right. There is this teacher. She is so energetic. She's so fun. And she does science for middle schoolers. She doesn't do experiments in the class. I'm like, how can you not have this great personality and all this energy and not do any experiments in class? So I was really quite annoyed, because I thought I saw or read that she does some experiments, but she does a lot of I don't want to say busy work, but she has this off platform that she sends the kids to do things, and it's too school-ish to me. But her presentation in class is great. It's amazing. I'm just like, it's like there's no climax. Now, my son, who took a different science class, they did experiments all the time and he liked it. So I can pull those up. Let me find the okay, so was that you, Love Raw? I'm gonna find your comment. Let me for the outschool, because I still have it up. Let me just pull up the science one. All right, so let's see. And for For chemistry, I did chemistry with my kids because I like chemistry. I think they did a class on Harry. Yeah, they did one on Harry Potter chemistry. That was a fun class. That class was a lot of work. They did an experiment every week. But it was fun. They liked it. But it was only like a 9-week class. I don't know if it's still up there. That was probably 2 years ago. It was Harry Potter's something chemistry. I would have thought OutSchool had current events classes. Yes, they do. They actually have quite a bit current events classes. And that one by Eric, that's to me, he's got so many reviews too, which is why his classes always fill up. As a matter of fact, I need to start prepping for some of my fall classes so I can get those early bird pricings. But that's a good class to check out. Lord willing, universally permitted, will be in sunny Cali. You got to hit me up. Hassan, do you have my IG? You might even still have my number. Did you ever have my number? I don't know if on YouTube. Oh, Hassan, on my YouTube, in the description, I think I have my email on here. Do I not have my email? My email is hi@homeschoolknockouts, like the word hi, HI, at homeschoolknockouts.com. You can send me, oh no, just go to my Instagram. Yeah, that'll be easier. Go to my Instagram. It's Homeschool Knockouts. Yeah, it's just Homeschool Knockouts, homeschool_knockouts on IG, and then just DM me, okay? And I'll get back to you, definitely. All right. I love homeschooling. It's organic. Thank you, brother. I appreciate that. But definitely hit me up on Homeschool Knockouts and DM me. So yeah, we can definitely get together when you come into town. I would love that. Absolutely. All right. So let me find those 2 pieces of information for you guys, and then we'll start to wrap that up. So what am I looking for? Science? Was I doing science for somebody? Let's see. Science. Okay, this will be. They have the Logic Club if you want to teach logical fallacies. I have an amazing teacher for that. Now, for the science, okay, this is. All right, let me just show you what it looks like. Because that class just ended. I'm just trying to hide some information. But here's the name and the teacher. Wait, is the teacher name showing? Why is the teacher's name not showing? Go back to the classroom. Okay, here's the teacher. Okay, let me just. All right, so this is the teacher. That's her name. You can look up classes by the teacher's name. Dawn Huffman. And then, oh, let me just click to her class. Okay, so this is what it looks like. If you want to check her out. Wait, I'm looking for the name. All right, here we go. And my son liked this. This one has experiments, lab experiments. And she hits all the topics, the units, biology, chemistry, and physics. Okay, did y'all get that? So that's for middle school. And then the other one, the one who's got the great personality, but she doesn't do any experiments. All right, let me go into my son's profile. And we're done with those classes, so I don't mind sharing those with you. And that's a past class, so I have to keep scrolling until I get to that. Okay, here we go. All right, so I'm trying to get her the actual, well, it looks like this. Hold on. Here. Because I'm inside her class. It'll make it easy for you to pull up the classroom when the class is over. Y'all see that? Now, let me show you what she looks like. So then, maybe I can get in. Her name is Elizabeth Pope. Funny, huh? All All right, let me just pull that up really quickly for you guys so you can see the class label. Okay. So this is her. Now she breaks her classes up by quarters. So 4 quarters. She's fun. She's fun. But she doesn't do experiments. I'm like, come on, Liz.
Hey, everybody. I'm Elizabeth, owner and online teacher.
Well, anyway, you get the point. So she does 5th and 6th, and then she does 7th and 8th. And she's funny. I love her energy. So that should give you something to work with. All right, any more comments or questions? And then, hey, Kamika, we're going to get out of here. A video on grade out school classes would be so on time. I think you may have mentioned that. Yes, I did when I was asking, like, what classes can I do? So I'll write it down again, but this time we're going to do it. So out school classes. And I'm so grateful that they keep all your classes. And we'll break them out by category. Those that are like one-offs, maybe one day, 1 month, a semester, a year, because you have lots of variety for that. Let's see. All right, last comment, and then we are out of here. I would love for you to check her out and see what you think. Oh, check who out? Did I miss something? Who do you want me to check out? Love for all. Did I miss something? Check out who? Who am I checking out, love? Was it someone? Did somebody mention something up thread? All right, well, let me know who you want me to check out, love for all. I'm not sure. All right, no other questions, comments. We're gonna get out of here. I'm sorry, I have a hanging something on my nails. I'm gonna get out of here. I will see you guys Friday. I guess I'll put the poll up, but it looks like we'll be talking about out school. I'm sorry, I don't mean to be coughing all in y'all's ears. We'll be talking about probably out school, but I'll put oh, hold on. Let's see, you missed my comment. I did. Uh-oh, how many comments did I miss? Love for all. I think I didn't see it, love for all, but let me see what you just said. You said Katie Freight Science on Demand. I have no idea what that is. Katie Freight Science on Demand. What is that? Y'all, what is Love for All talking about? You're talking about I should check out Katie Freight. Is she on YouTube? Now I am curious. Because I just don't have a clue. Katie Freight. Is that how you spell it? Well, I do know about Science on Demand. Okay, Science on Demand with Katie Freight. Hi, I don't know who she is. I see Science on Demand. This is not the Science on Demand that I know about. Introduction to High School Science Classes with Katie Freight. Oh, so she's a high school, Introduction to Middle School Science. Introduction to Chemistry Classes. Okay, so she's a science teacher. And then I see people who watch Katie Freight's, they watch Crash Course for Kids, another great site for science. And then they watch Derek Owens, which we were going to do Derek Owens for science with my oldest son when he was still homeschooled. Yeah, but I had never heard of Katie Freight. But it looks like she might be in the homeschool community teaching science. Is that right? Let's see. She teaches science. She has YouTube videos. Yeah, okay. So I just got it. I'll check her out. It looks like she does middle school and high school science. Physical science. Okay, so she covers all the sciences, it looks like. Okay. So I'll check her out, Katie Freight. All right, so we're going to get out of here, you guys. I'll see you Friday. I'll put the poll up probably tomorrow just to see what you guys, if you want to do out school, if you want to talk about, how to wind down the last days or the last weeks of homeschool, or if you have already ended it, how to maybe still do something to kind of put a punctuation mark at the end. Also, if you want to start building traditions around, you know, the conclusion of your homeschool year, that's something to consider as well. So I love you guys. Please, please put a like on the video. You know how YouTube does. The people, these content creators, it also lets me know that you guys like this information, and it encourages me to keep on keeping on. So if you would kindly leave me a like, and the comment would be even great. I do read your comments, and a lot of videos come from the comments that you've made about things. All right, I love you guys. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I will see you on Friday. Peace. Oh, wait. End.